Hello anybody and everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dragon Age the Veilguard. Last episode we did some stuff in Dogtown, finally doing that story mission with Neve. And today, in this episode, I have a lot of shit. What rings do I have? Oh, bleeding damage is nice, actually. Nah. I didn't realize that was a medium helmet. I have another helmet? Oh. Neve will level up Neve. Get this. Get that. Equip a new weapon. And level me up. I don't care about my maximum arrows. Momentum generation. Momentum generation I'll definitely increase because that's what I need to use my abilities. Now I need to start working this way. Because I'm going to be doing, at least for now, I'm going to be doing the duelist class. Because Saboteur is like, doesn't really interest me. That's cool, I guess, but it seems a bit over the top, kind of goofy. And Veilranger, I'm not an archer. But that ultimate's kind of cool, though. I'm not an archer, man. So I don't want my, my class to be based around that. Doesn't there? Do I have other quests? Main story. Okay. I need to try and get both Minrathous and Treviso to at least one rank.
Alos's fried fish is to die for.
Why does everyone call him the Viper?
Drama. He's a symbol. Got some new supplies. Take a look. Keep safe out there.
Neve.
Are we here for the Shadow Dragons?
I trade news with the Shadows, but it takes more than one source to get along here. Besides, I was doing this before they came knocking, before Varric too, right here in Dogtown.
Also, I changed my Valison on my face to a Mythal, because I didn't realize that the one I had was Falandine, who is the god of death.
The tour where I get to look around and not chase cultists or fight demons.
Wouldn't that be something? Come on. There's paper sellers all over here.
Want to see if they got your name right?
Most papers don't say much, but read between the lines and you pick up a thing or two. I'm not here as much lately. I'll take what news I can get. Let's grab a few copies. We'll see if we can find Balara's cereals, too. All right.
So, before Varric, before the Shadows, you worked for...
Same as now. People who find me and have jobs worth taking. Docktown people, runaways, the desperate.
And you do this on your own?
I've got contacts, informants, people I cross paths with, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just me. Okay.
Sounds lonely.
Keep an eye out for paper sellers. We'll start on the north side of Lower City.
How many do we need?
Don't worry, I'm paying. Let's get started.
Good, because I'm kind of broke.
Thanks.
Minrathous Mirror. Drama in the palace? Is the Archon keeping secrets? Questions arose when the Archon abruptly left the assembly, but those queries have since spiraled into baseless speculation. Several magisters reached out to assure my readers that rumors of cult influence in the palace affairs are false.
This one quotes several magisters. Several lies.
How did you fall in with the Shadows?
I'd worked with some of them before. Not that they were upfront about it.
What changed?
I was after a missing person. The Viper was hunting slavers. Our paths had the same end.
And your missing person?
Free and breathing when we finished. The Shadows brought me in after that.
The Viper! More than one person. You'll read it here first.
One, please.
Dockside Discourse. Myth or man, stories abound of the masked figure who watches over Minrathous. While some question the so-called Viper's existence, or whether he is one man or many, increased sightings of the mysterious figure were reported throughout Docktown. Between a reign of demons and everyday woes, many welcome his presence.
I'll save this one for the Viper.
So most of the time you work here alone. You like it that way?
It's easier.
But you like us, right?
You're all right.
Here's what we know.
One paper, thanks.
The Morning Scroll. Hope for the anti-slavery movement. Whispers of a successful rebellion in Marnus Pell have reached Minrathous streets. In light of distressing reports from all corners of the Imperium, the news brings a glimmer of hope for those continuing the fight in our capital.
I've got a contact who works this area. Let's see if he's around.
You've got a good eye. I was starting to think my good neighbours lactate. Okay. The charm's good against all manner of curses and manipulation. Fair price. And you won't find better in the Circle District.
You won't find better at the Circle, but you will off the docks. For half the price and twice the enchantment.
Neve. Alec?
Oh, if you say it's... thanks, I'll pass. Sorry.
Hey, if I'd known, I would have told you. Come back next week. I'll buy another paper.
I write them myself. The Magisters. They don't print the truth.
Most honest thing I'll hear today. What about you? Is it something you're buying, my friend?
Rook, no. But I've got a Treviso Manor in need of tenants if you're willing to pay up front.
You know, I've made that one work. Can't go back to Voldorma, though. What about you, Neve?
Just looking for gossip.
Not much that'd interest you.
We chased a relic through Docktown. The buyer was Venatori, but the smuggler belonged to the Thread Crime Syndicate. You're a thread?
We don't deal with cultists. Your smuggler broke the rules. She's out.
And the Venatori?
There's been more in Docktown. Boss says it's under control. But between us, I don't like it.
Then it's worth keeping an eye on. If you hear anything.
So will you.
You know a member of the Thread Crime Syndicate? Personally?
Don't tell me you're surprised.
With you? I thought surprise was a given.
Careful. Surprises here lead to trouble.
Trouble's not always a bad thing.
All right, come on. If we want more gossip, we need more papers. Let's head to the south.
The weekly truth. Can you trust your neighbor, a loved one, even yourself? The Venatori's influence continues to reach further and higher than we even suspected. But who else is under their sway? What more can they do? Our eyes are open. Draft for the weekly truth. A series of chalk symbols was found on rocks along the shoreline, along with the words, "The storm approaches." There's no sign of wreckage among the rocks, though this humble writer found a lantern of unusual make, but clearly meant for the prow of a boat. The tide has since stolen the message, but dear reader, we still must ask, was this a message from across the sea? I wonder if that's a reference.
You've lived in Docktown your whole life.
So,
Since I was born. Unless I'm out of the city for a job. Had a few apartments around town.
weekly truth story idea list, secret research at the Circle, what they're covering up, new translation of the Catacombs tablets, how a former mistranslation had us looking the wrong way, can Docktown's detectives speak to cats, feline leads in major cases, snake people among us?
The current one, it's not the lighthouse, but it's mine.
What happened in Marnus Pell? First-hand account.
So, basically you can find things that hint to the next big bad of the game,
For a while.
It's not a short story.
of who they are hinting at
Trust people
is
enough
going to
get
be the
things
next
done, not enough to get you
main
killed.
villain in Dragon Age if they make another Dragon Age game, which hopefully they do.
What is the best shot you've got?
More than one person. You'll read it here first.
And I'll try and find those things to get that ending for you guys whenever I go to actually beat the game. Making sure I still...
latest chapter is here.
But,
We'll take one.
I wonder if that's a reference to that. The nightly song. What secrets were in the painted box? Will our heroes find the truth? And do they truly want to? Read the next chapter of The Twisted Knife right here.
One of Val's cereals.
Gossip.
Great.
Read the latest.
Where are you going? There's papers calling our name. Let's stick to the south end. You know, Varric hired me not far from here. Come on, Slick. Stop a ritual. Save the world. It'll be fun. I should have said no.
The real news in Docktown.
Comes to buy? I'm sure we can strike a deal.
Look around and you'll find something. We've got, I don't know, something you might need?
The real news in Docktown. Get it here.
When did we get this?
Read it here first.
Need something? We'll make a deal.
Oh, god damn it.
The real news in Docktown.
Yeah, I couldn't have 4 of them anyways. Never mind.
Magical artifacts, decorative pieces, and whatever else I'm supposed
Might
to
get that though.
Enchantment.
You can see it
Read
all
it
here.
here first.
Wait, hold on.
You're an interest. I came down here to leather, cloth, whatever garment you desire. I'll stitch it right up.
Read it here first.
Probably won't use that, but we'll see.
The real news in Docktown.
Paper.
Get it here.
Thanks.
The Imperium Secret. The makings of a scandalous love affair. Was that a prominent Circle Mage at the Silver Coin? The same Circle Mage known to frequent Docktown's more interesting betting rings? And who was our mysterious friend? When I have answers, dear reader, you will too.
I think we've got enough.
What now?
Now I'm starving, and I know the best place in the city.
Let's go, Neve.
You all right?
Huh?
Even though I know exactly where we're going.
The lighthouse doesn't have this.
What?
A view of the water. I don't know, it helps me think. But we've got places to be. Come on.
You! This fish won't eat itself. I said next time you were here, it was free.
Sure thing, Hal. Next time.
Yeah, it's always something.
You got fish on a stick.
Joining Varric. Us. Do you really wish you'd said no?
No. I just have a bad habit of picking jobs that go sideways. I think I'd learn.
I'm the same way. Taking jobs that go wrong. I'm basically a walking disaster.
So you're saying I'm a disaster?
I'm saying you're not alone.
Varric said this job would end with Solus. We'd stop a ritual, then I'd walk away. But those gods escaped. Not much of a win. And if the world falls, the city goes too. It's not like I'll find work then.
Is that why you said yes? To save Minrathous?
People will tell you Minrathous is broken. And they're right. It's corrupt. Petty. Saving the world won't fix it. I take the small wins, Rook. Hal's serving fish another day. Getting past the next scrape alive. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get more. But the tables always turn. It's better if you know it's coming.
We got in over our heads, didn't we?
Same old story.
The gods weren't a twist?
I've seen worse.
Then I'm glad you stuck around.
Misery loves company.
Quest complete, a study of Docktown. Neve caught up on Docktown news and met with her thread contact, Alec. He told Neve there's been more Venatori in Docktown lately. If he learns anything more, Neve will hear about it. After enjoying her favorite fish fry stand, Neve revealed that her jobs tend to go sideways, so she expects the worst and looks for small wins. So what you mean is she's a pessimist. Or in her words, she's cynical. Advantage. Activates tool ability, you gain 25 momentum. Here. Upgrade this. Critical hit applies frozen on target. Critical hit applies chilled to the target. Do frozen. I'll go ahead and do this because it doesn't start the next mission and I'm right here.
The Magister
I am Jowin Glastrom, First Warden and Supreme Commander of Weishaupt. I received word of your team's request for Grey Warden assistance after an incursion of the Blight at Demeter's Crossing. I looked into you. An adventurous veil jumper, best known for discovering, then losing an invaluable map. I'd imagine that caused a certain resentment among your veil jumper superiors.
That's veil jumper business. You're here to talk about Grey Warden business. The Blight.
Explain to me how a veil jumper poking around in elven ruins unleashed the Blight.
I was stopping an elven god from bringing down the veil and destroying the world.
An elven god?
Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf. He goes by Solus. He's got a lot of names.
I did not come here to listen to fairy tales. I am here because of the Blight.
It's no fairy tale. When we stopped Solus, something got out. According to the Veil Jumpers, it was the elven gods Elganon and Gillenane. And they're not just evil. They're blighted. The point is that the gods are making the Blight worse. Demeter's Crossing was just the start. That's why we need the Grey Wardens.
I suspected more politicking from the remnants of the Inquisition. I see now that I was wrong.
I am really glad to hear that.
It is clear that whatever you did to unleash the Blight has corrupted your already weak mind.
Okay, wait.
You will be taken to Weishaupt and placed under heavy guard until the danger you caused by unleashing the Blight passes.
That's not gonna happen.
I assure you, it will.
We don't have time to fight. I need Grey Wardens marching with me, not at me. That's the only way we have a chance to stop the gods and the Blight.
Let me tell you something about the Blight. It is evil, it is implacable, and above all, it is predictable. The Blight has not changed in over 1,000 years. The Grey Wardens will defeat it, as they always do. And we will do so without you causing confusion with your deranged conspiracy theories. I suggest you come along quietly.
Adamant Fortress 941, Dragon. The Grey Wardens attempted to raise an army of demons. Hardly the models of good judgment yourselves, are you?
Everyone knows Warden Commander Clarel acted alone at Adamant Fortress.
Acted alone, you say? Imagine if everyone were to see the letter I discovered where you authorize her actions. I wonder how that might complicate the narrative.
Are you prepared to risk the security of the Grey Wardens for this deluded boy?
You may be surprised to learn that I care very little about the security of the Grey Wardens.
Stay away from the Blight, and do not pester the Grey Wardens with any more of your nonsense.
He seems upset. Was it something I said?
That was close. Wasn't looking forward to being dragged off to a Grey Warden dungeon. Who should I be thanking for the assist?
Magister Dorian Parvis, at your service. A mutual friend thought you might require some support.
Nevaris Talani? Of the Shadow Dragons?
The very same.
What's your relation to the Shadow Dragons?
About a decade ago, Nevaris and I started a political faction called the Lucerni. We were going to change Tevinter for the better. Everyone would recognize the common sense benefits of our approach, and we'd all live happily ever after.
I take it that didn't happen.
Nevaris was framed, kicked out of the Magisterium, and the Lucerni were dissolved. So she took the movement underground.
The Shadow Dragons.
Since I still haunt the Magisterium, that makes me the Shadow Dragon's man on the inside.
I think we made an enemy of the First Warden today. Well, more you than me. He just thinks I'm a dangerous idiot.
Ha! Enemy? I've ignored greater men. No Grey Warden worth the name sits in a Menrathus lounge sipping wine. You need the Wardens? Look for the ones out there fighting the Blight. In the meantime, the Shadow Dragons will keep a close watch on the Venatori. Good luck. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
Now, I gotta be completely honest. Oh, well, hold on.
Only the veil stood between us and a world of blighted darkness. But on this side, the gods could only tap a trickle. They had to turn that trickle into a flood. They sure could have used Solus's dagger to rip open the Fade. But some foolish mortal had taken it. So, they'd have to create a dagger of their own. Drowning the world in blight was just a matter of time.
I need to talk to Varric.
I hate the redesign of Dorian. Just gotta be honest. I hate the facial hair they gave him. I hate the haircut they gave him. Personality-wise, he's still the same dude, but just that character redesign. I don't know. Like, I feel like they did really good with Morrigan, and I feel like they just kind of botched it with Dorian.
The number of wisps that find you in the lighthouse is unnerving. Spite agrees.
The three of us on the same page. Well, isn't that something?
If by something, you mean also unnerving.
Oh, I can't do this one yet. That's right. God damn it. Can't do this one either.
Targets ahead.
What the fuck?
Time to finish it.
Ow.
Now's your chance. End this.
I am blessed.
I've been playing Shadow of Mordor because I've never beaten it or Shadow of War.
A candle. They carry messages through the
So I keep pressing the A button to evade, because that's how you evade in that game. Because that game is very much Assassin's Creed meets the Batman games. With one of the coolest game mechanics I've ever seen with the fucking Nemesis system, and then Warner Brothers shut down the fucking company that makes that game, so, and they patented the Nemesis system, so we're probably never gonna see that in a game again. Curious about you and you of us. Other candle hops find, please.
Is this for us? Strange. Wants us to find more.
So that's a big fucking bummer. I didn't mean to do that. But I own both Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor. I track that.
We have company.
So I finally decided to play both of them. I want to say I've beaten probably half of Shadow of Mordor, maybe. Actually, no, I don't even think I beat that of Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of War, I beat at least half of it. But I wanted to actually beat them, so. And I probably won't be 100% beating Shadow of War because that game gets really, really, really fucking grindy at the end. And that was another complaint that they had. Warner Brothers forced them to do like microtransactions. That was pretty much the start of Warner Brothers making really bad decisions with good video game companies. Like they made Monolith Studios do microtransactions for the end of the game where it's gonna be really, really fucking grindy, but you can technically do it to get to actually beat the game. Or don't do that and just pay us a shit ton of money and you'll be able to do it no problem. And that, I feel, was very much the predecessor to what led them to make the Suicide Squad decision. Which is another game that, if you can get that game on sale, I'd buy it, like 20, 30 bucks, because the gameplay is fun. It gets a bit repetitive, but co-op wise the game is fun, the gameplay is fun.
Keep him busy?
The voice acting is really good. The story's alright.
I forgot what I was going to say.
And the writing's really good. The environment changes based on where you're at in the story. Like, there's a lot of good things about the game. It's just, it's a live service game. And it was doomed from the start because of that. That's almost what this game fucking became. The reason that this game was delayed like 2 times is the original version of this game, and you can definitely tell it with about Act 2. This game was going to be a live service, and at one point was going to be multiplayer only. But they were going to make this Dragon Age game live service, which is one of the reasons they had to delay it, because they ultimately decided against that. Good. But it made it to where the other parts of the story that were written were rushed, because they had to rewrite shit. Because it's no longer this live service multiplayer game, they had to rewrite it as a single player game. That's why the two bits that I think are the best in this game are the prologue and the end of it, like Act 3.
Thank you very much.
And those definitely show, because if you look it up, those are the 2 bits that were from the original script. That was 2 of the bits that they didn't have to rush to rewrite and add in and everything. The ending was changed a little bit because the ending with this game, how it was going to be multiplayer. I think the original ending was going to be Elganon and Gillenane were going to like merge into this weird blight, fucking huge blight creature. And then you and Solus were going to have to fight it or something. I don't remember. You and someone, and then your group, were going to have to fight this huge ass blighted creature. But they obviously changed that. But the main ending of this game and the prologue are the parts that have been in the script the longest, and you can definitely tell. Now, I think this game has its problems. I don't think it's a perfect game. I do think it's a good game. I think the voice acting is solid. I think a decent amount of the storytelling is pretty good. Writing's a bit rough at times, but a lot of people that say that this game is a Disneyfication and how they don't have the dark tones of Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 and stuff. They didn't play this game because, yeah, it starts off bright and cheery with you going to Arlethan, and then you immediately go to Demetus Crossing, which is not a fun place. All kinds of fucked up. Like, they did not tone back. They didn't make this game solely dark, like majority of what Dragon Age Origins was. But they didn't make this game just completely lighthearted and not serious or dark toned at all. Now, I will also say to the people that say that that's Dragon Age's bread and butter, that's what they were founded on, Dragon Age hasn't been a dark fantasy RPG since Dragon Age Origins, which at this point is only one of the 4 games. Dragon Age 2 was kinda along those lines, but it was still not. Like, when people think dark fantasy, they think like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, stuff like that. Dragon Age Origins is the only one that was like a complete dark fantasy RPG. The rest of them have just been fantasy RPGs with dark tones. Occasionally. Like, most of Dragon Age 2 isn't even really dark fantasy stuff or dark tones, except the bit with your mom and the end of the game with like a couple bits with your companions and then the end of the game. Like with Leandra. We'll talk to this, hold on.
The spirit of compassion and another murder victim.
This one. A roof denied. Eyes skim over. Yet a world smudged in shadow. So beautiful. Find who he was.
They left a trail. Sloppy.
I know exactly where I'm going because I accidentally went there already. With Leandra, Meryl, Fenris, and the ending with Anders are the only really dark fantasy stuff.
Someone named Evander.
A world smudged in
The rest
shadow.
of it is this
He drew Docktown's
pretty
darkness, but also its light.
just fantasy comedy
To bind them.
RPG game
The third.
with very serious dark tones sprinkled throughout. That's exactly how Inquisition was, and that's exactly how this game is. I think when it comes to like on a dark quote-unquote level, dark fantasy level, this game and Inquisition are pretty much the same. Because Inquisition had a lot of just goofy ass moments that did not need to be in the game, but were funny.
You think so too?
Like with the guy from the Avar challenging your Inquisitor, and then it cuts to your fucking to the outside of Skyhold, and that dude you just see a fucking goat get launched at the side of Skyhold. Ah yes, dark fantasy.
Be ready.
Oh shit.
Get clear.
Ow. Ow. Stab, stab, and stab. Now, a complaint I do have about this game, throughout the entirety of Dragon Age, they talk about the slavery in Minrathous and
Save a little for the rest of us, Rook.
like how fantastical but also dark and evil Minrathous is.
Got company. Slaughter the heretics.
And you don't really get to see that. There's a couple parts in the game where you can see Tevinter at its worst, but it's not even in Tevinter that you see it. But it involves the Venatori.
This message. You're connected to the other Candlehop we met.
I can't get this shortcut yet. I think that's actually how I get in here too. Yep. Fuck. But I get it. In Minrathous, the Minrathous they show you is in Docktown, which obviously doesn't have a bunch of rich people in it, which is why you don't see too much slavery, because it's always the ultra wealthy that deals in it.
Demons. It looks like another victim.
But I wish they would have shown that part of it. But I will get more into my complaints about the game when I beat it. Because when I beat it while the credits are rolling is when I'll be giving my review, quote unquote. Basically a review. Well, bye.
Compassion. This one. Curiosity undimmed. Just one more answer. Truth and story beneath the ruins. Find who he was. I will find you then.
Like I'll be going during those credits is when I'll be going in depth on my complaints about the game, what I really enjoyed about the game. Unlock journal. I'll try to do the work in the day, but it's hard to focus, hard to not think about. At night, there's a whisper. The speaker wouldn't step into the mist, but I could smell his breath, like burnt cinnamon. He said he could help with research in Sybil. I don't know if I can do this alone. I don't want our dream to die. What would you do? Yeah, I'll be going into detail about... Because at that point I can give spoilers and everything. What I really, really enjoyed about the game. What I really didn't enjoy about the game. I didn't read that.
Property of Marcus, scholar.
Story beneath the ruins. Fear for the future. And yet, he continued. For himself and for her. All those I found, I held a hand as the light left.
Do you know something about the murder victims? What connected them?
Each was desperate. Each heard a whisper that tempted them. And each turned away. They defied the one who called them. The demons we saw were merely minions. Too late for these. But now I can watch and protect others. Something larger stirs, calling the desperate. I cannot see what. No, the hope you bring Dogtown thwarts it, and may you continue.
Sybil, we're right, I'm sure of it. There's so much more here, so much more to learn. We'll find it together. The letter continues in a shakier hand below. But we won't, will we? The demons took you. How can I do this alone? How did you make things feel possible, Sybil? I don't know. I'll be going more into detail about spoilery things. What I thoroughly enjoyed, what I didn't thoroughly enjoy. Parts I thought were alright, parts I thought were really bad. Stuff like that. Where's the guard? There we go.
Of course.
Now it's your turn.
Ow. God, there's so fucking many. Alright, come on. Get my health back from this dude.
Lucky shot.
Alright.
We're in the clear.
I will do this before I go up there. And of course, the fucking dark spawn that I have to deal with is the one that let's do that. Wait until you can. My God. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I click right on the D-pad and it didn't fucking use the health potion, so then I evade and it's like, oh, you're dead now. Oh my fucking God, do I have to fight all of these guys again? I won't be pissed. Okay. That was something I wanted to...
Champions, stay ready.
I'm glad that the fully charged arrows do the same thing. Use this and this.
Got it covered. There you go. Move now. Get back.
See, like, that does so much fucking damage. I can't even get out of it.
Get out of there. Get clear.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad you just didn't attack him even though he was right there.
I've got the setup.
I also didn't realize he was level 20. Alright, just fucking smack the shit out of him. Ultimate. It's almost dead.
Take your blade with you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Still standing. Not bad.
Fucking bitch. I hated that. And that I also did not realize he was level 20. What's this say? We are Final Company. The work will be here forever. What? Man, why gotta be armor for Neve? I want stuff too, damn it. See, we're here. Oh man. God damn it. Jesus. The fuck is that? Oh. They both lined up perfectly with that fucking door symbol, so I was like, I've never seen that before. Oh man.
Always eager for your business.
And you fucking sell the bow I have too. Damn it.
Come back soon.
Yeah, this one's recommended levels 20. I am not that. We're gonna go. We gotta talk to Varric. But before I talk to Varric, I'm gonna go transmog my stuff real quick. It sucks if this wasn't like as tattered as it is. I honestly don't mind the first outfit that you get as Rook. I'll use the Blood Dragon one for a bit. Maybe not now. I like that hat, I'll just have to get something it goes better with. I need Neve's outfit to be her normal one. I don't like how teal / blue that outfit is. Alright, let's go talk to Varric, and we'll be ending the episode.
There you are. I haven't seen much of you lately. I was getting worried. Everything all right? Wait, that dagger. I've seen it before.
Solus was using it at the ritual site.
No, before that. Shit, it can't be. Look at it, Rook.
I've been fidgeting with this thing since I picked it up, Varric. I know what it looks like.
Remember that story I told you about me and Hawk, Meredith and Orsino? How the trouble started in Kirkwall? On our expedition to the Deep Roads, that's what we found. That's what my brother tried to kill us for. An idol made of red lyrium. That sang a song which drove anyone who heard it mad.
Are you sure it's the same thing?
Oh, look at it. It's changed, but it's the same size. Same ring at the top. Not to mention, it's pure lyrium. No one, not even the dwarves in Orzammar, work pure lyrium like that. It's too dangerous.
If that's true, if this dagger is the red lyrium idol from your story, how did Solus cleanse it of the blight?
I have no idea. I can't believe you found it.
Oh, hey, Rook. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
You seem a little more comfortable with your new abilities. How are you feeling?
Things are weird, but I'm adjusting, I think. That's not what I came in here for, though.
All right, Harding. What's on your mind?
So, the Wardens. I know some. A married couple Varric and I met while we were tracking Solus.
I'd almost forgot about that. I really am getting too old for this shit.
You think they'll talk to us? After the first Warden and everything?
It's worth a try. I can write them and hope.
Okay. Let's see who's in our corner.
The food here's better than at the Hanged Man. The Fade doesn't have...
Now, are there new quests in these areas? No. Shit. I say that because I'm about to have to make a decision. Okay. Well, I'll be doing that in the next episode. Let me activate this quest real quick. And go down here and go through the Alluvion. Change our party to Harding, applies Sunder, detonates Overwhelmed, applies Weakened, detonates Sundered, applies Weakened, detonates Sundered. Alright. Well, thanks for watching, guys. This has been another episode of Let's Play Dragon Age the Veilguard. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like. If you're new here, not already, think about subscribing. If you want to see more stuff that I've done, there will be a link in the description below taking you to my playlist. There will also be a link in the description taking my Twitch if you want to see me live. If you're watching this on Twitch and want to see more stuff that I've done, you go to YouTube, look up The Lyrical Saint. It should be there, or you can go to the link in my Twitch bio. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Tune in to the next video of Let's Play Dragon Age the Veilguard. Thanks for watching, guys.